I love animals and all sorts of creatures. And I'm sure most all of you do too. I feel it's my responsibility to protect and serve them whenever I can. I take spiders outside rather than step on them. I'll step out in the middle of a shower to rescue a daddy longlegs. I just feel the world we live in belongs to them before it belongs to us. There is no us without them. They're my friends. They never get offended, and they laugh at everything I say and do. They also behave honestly and instinctively. They have no hidden agendas. They just are, and I just am, and we get along just like that. No extra energy required. I've got hummingbird feeders, birdseed feeders, thistle socks, and they bring visiting doves, finches, sparrows, flycatchers, orioles, worms, salamanders, raccoons, ladybugs, possums, and a rat. Ed, who's my good friend. I've spent some time getting to know Ed. He's an old school rat and mostly hangs out by himself. We first met at that small apple tree in the yard, and we chatted for a few minutes in the moonlight. He didn't run, he didn't hide, he calmly stood his ground. He just hangs out, and we talk and check each other out. I'll tell him about my day and stuff, while he cleans his paws and fur and listens. We've also met at a few other places from time to time. Under a pallet and in a tossed-aside 10-foot piece of tin rain gutter, Ed uses the rain gutter as an escape route. He'll scurry down the apple tree, shoot across 3 feet of open pavement, and then he dives into the rain gutter for a 10-foot sprint to a small shrub that he deftly climbs, and then jumps through a hole he's chewed in the screen into a detached RV garage, and he's home safe. Now, I'm sure you've all met some rats in your life, and I've encountered many a rat in mine, but Ed's the coolest one I've ever met, hands down. And then there's my 2 dogs. Charlie, the super alpha Papillon, and Tiny, the 22-pound Chihuahua something. They patrol the property, alert me to packages being dropped off, if the neighbors get home, or if there are intruders. If someone opens a can of soda 2 blocks away at 3 in the morning, Charlie lets me know. I've tried earplugs, but he just keeps shaking them out. We communicate wonderfully, the 3 of us, Charlie, Tiny, and me. But for a while now, the dogs have been running out late at night to chase something. They charge outside, barking and howling at 1 or 2 a.m. while I stumble after them, trying to find the flashlight that's never where I fucking last left it, and try to figure out what they're hunting. Well, it didn't take long. They're tracking Ed. They follow the scent trail in the tall grass and weeds and always get fixated on the pallet Ed hides under, where he eats the sunflower seeds the birds leave him. All right. Ed really loves In-N-Out. It's part of the secret menu. Ask for a rat burger next time you go and see what you get. Once they've zeroed in on him, they'll be hot on his tail, crashing through the brush, and I'm yelling at them to stop. And although I can't see him, I know Ed is running for his life. I have to yell at the dogs to get him back into the house and slam down the dog door just to contain him. They just simply go berserk. My housemate, Marcella, not too shabby, huh? who's from Guadalajara with a touch of Lebanese, the lady whose home I live in, ex-lover for 15 minutes, relationship status, very, very complicated. We're basically poster children for relationship dysfunctionality. Has lost it. And not just now over this, just generally loses it several times a day. But this is the current fixation. Just a friendly reminder. Who you take home tonight may not look the same in the morning. Just saying. She's now ranting that I have to get rid of the rat. Now, Marcella has a touch of cleanliness OCD, like I've got a touch of gray hair. And she's always cleaning and mopping and vacuuming daily. Everything must be cleaned and re-cleaned and then cleaned again. And she's been complaining about the dirt that the rat is creating, the pestilence, the disease, and how her quality of life has been disrupted because of the rat and because of the barking dogs. Now she can't sleep. She goes on and on and on. My head's exploding and she has no off switch. It must be destroyed, she says. Not too long ago, she issued the kill order. Marcella wants me to kill Ed. She threatens that if I won't do it, she's going to hire an exterminator to set poison baits and traps, the whole shebang. No. Hell no. So I give the situation some thought. And an intricate plan is born in the complex maze of my brilliant mind. That's shorthand for ADHD. And just to make sure I'm not entirely crazy, I go to my friend. He's an actual monk who's lived in a monastery alone for 22 years. You know, just to bounce the plan off of him, get some spiritual guidance, and I get a thumbs up. I mean, look, I get it. He may be crazy too, 22 years alone. But what the hell? The monk gave me a thumbs up. I'm good to go. So I start to do conspicuous online research on trap placement, top baits, kill scenarios. There's some sick people out there. One guy has millions of YouTube videos about how to kill mice and rats in 1,000 ways. Millions of views, I'm telling you. Like, what the fuck? Really, what the fuck? I leave a bunch of browser tabs accidentally open. Rat.org, Exterminators of America, Scientific America articles on rat psychology, white papers on rat diets, mating and baiting, and just a bunch of other juicy stuff. Marcella's somehow right over my shoulder at all the right times. I swear I think she's mining my online data. And now it's time for me to get to work. I go shopping and I buy the best rat traps. And I whip up the most effective rat bait. I then make elaborate gestures and plans about putting out the rat traps, but I never really set them. Every other day I'm inventing crazy stories about how the rat got away, and I bring in sprung traps with stolen baits. And this is going on pretty good for a while. It goes on for a couple of weeks or so. But the dogs keep alerting in the middle of the night. Marcella's really losing her patience at this point and threatens to call an expert again. I balk. I am an expert. Haven't you seen all the research and articles? Just give me a few more days and I'm going to catch that rat bastard. He's not going to get away from me, I promise. I waited several days for the right combination of events to come together to trigger my masterpiece. The dogs did their job for a few more nights, barking and howling. And I knew I would get my chance soon. One of the things that I had bought earlier was a cat toy. A fake rat. A stuffed toy. A fugazi. Capisce? Meet Fred. I Google how to make convincing stage blood and settle on blood made from red dye and simple sugar syrup. It's got great consistency, it streaks, and I can lick it off my fingers if I really want to. If it comes to that, maybe. And I wait for the next sighting by the patrol crew. The dogs don't disappoint. And the next night at 1 a.m., they run into the yard, yelping and barking wildly, and I jump out of bed and head after them to take care of this once and for all. I grab Fred, the toy rat, and ready him for his big scene. I just happen to have a large embalming fluid injector, and I quickly plunge it into Fred, and I pump him full of blood. I smear the blood a bit to show the fight, the carnage, the death struggle. There's blood on me, my clothes, my hands. It's a glorious mess. And then I put Fred's head in the trap and I trigger the hammer. Bam! Splat! There's even more blood spray. I'm loving it. Quentin Tarantino would be proud of my blood work. I center myself and I take a deep breath. And like a redneck who just caught a whopper catfish, who gulped his hand down after he stuck it down its hole, I start yelling and jumping around all over the place. I caught it! I caught it! I got it! Come and look, I got it! There's blood dripping. It's freaking just right. And I'm still screaming, whoa! I got it, I got it, I got it! There is no chance in hell Marcella would remotely get close to my bloody dead rat. I charged into the house with it excitedly, and she's screaming, "Ay, Michael! What are you doing? There's blood dripping everywhere. That's diseases. Get it out now!" I hold the trap upside down, and Fred's limp body and tail dangle and sway, while blood drips to the floor in an Oscar-Werther finale. She's fucking losing it. Get it out. Get it out now, please. There's blood on the floor. Pinche cabrón, ratón, get it out. She's screaming at me in a hysterical Latino maniacal way, and I'm silently laughing the villain laugh from a 1970s B-grade horror movie. Rat problem over. Finito. And then, to calm her down a little, I tell her that I'll bag it and trash it. And I'll even put it in the neighbor's garbage can. She smiles a little at that. But I really buried Fred in the yard next to the apple tree that I first met Ed. I celebrate the kill, and I talk about it and talk about it and talk about it until she's sick of me. But she always downplays my happiness, my kill, my success. Big deal, you caught a rat. Stop talking about it already. I'm sick of hearing it. How dare you? I am the hunter. Celebrate me, you simple fool. You should be groveling at my feet in respect for my power and skills. What am I going to do? But I go to bed smiling and knowing all is well in the universe. I know Ed is okay. I even left him some fresh sunflower seeds under the pallet for a snack. I wonder if he's up in the rafters looking down and just laughing his little fat rat belly off. A couple of days later, at about 2 a.m. while I'm asleep, snoring and having bouts of sleep apnea, the dogs charge out to the backyard, barking and crazed. I can't get them to shut up, and they won't come back inside. It's their primal scent. It's just too strong for them to ignore. Marcella wakes up. What is it? What's going on? What happened? Why are they barking? I shout back, it's raccoons. It's a cat. It's a possum. And I'm out there in a flash in my underwear in the rain with the flashlight, looking for any culprit I can pin this on. But this time, she was looking from her window upstairs, and she says, No, Michael Moss. It must be another rat. Whatever. I give up my search, And I head back inside, and she lays right into me again, yelling and complaining about the new rat. And I just can't bear to hear another word. It's 2 a.m, and I am sunken as I get back into bed. But then, as I lay to sleep, I realize something. The universe enjoyed my show, my efforts, my good intentions, my rescue. I leap out of bed, and I race up to her room, and I throw her door open. "Hi, Michael Moss, really? I was almost asleep. What do you want now?" "Don't worry, Marcella," I tell her. "I know the game. I know how now. I'll kill that motherfucker rat dead just like the last one. Don't you worry. You just get some rest. It's been a stressful night for you." It's as if my off-Broadway skit got a good review up there, and the universe wants to see the next act. For now, Ed lives another day. And Fred, dear Fred, will forever live on in our hearts and memories. Thank you for listening.
Michael Moss, let's give it up for VAMP first timer.